Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Obadiah from New Wine Congregation. And, first and foremost, want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the true name of who the world calls God. Bah Hashem just means in the name of. And Yahweh Shai is the true name of who the world calls Jesus Christ. And this lesson I'm going to touch on is going to be called, Are You Able to Drink of the Cup of Christ? And Lord willing, this video be a wake-up call to help brothers and sisters truly examine ourselves. I'm going to say ourselves because I'm not speaking to just y'all, right? When we make these videos, I'm speaking to myself as well. I got to make sure that I am, in the right spirit to be able to overcome or and to endure the things that's coming to this earth. So the Most High put on my spirit. I actually planned this video out yesterday, and I said I was gonna make it today. I want to really meditate, get the precepts on what I want to touch on. It's probably gonna be throughout out of all the videos that I made through the spirit. I feel like this one gonna really hit home. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't really think about. We know the things that's coming, but we don't truly sit down and just meditate and see like, am I ready or am I able to go through all this like my forefathers? Am I really able to drink out of that cup of Christ? Because we asking for the kingdom of heaven. We ask for immortal bodies. We want the everlasting rest. But this is bittersweet, because this is what comes with it. But we know everybody's lot is different. Everybody's lot different. Some brothers and sisters might not have to be martyrs for this truth. But some brothers and sisters may have to be martyrs for this truth. So everybody a lot different, but it's always good to meditate on this because you never know what your lot is, right? You never know what the Most High God may have you go through during the time of tribulation. So we want to make sure that we really examine ourselves and really take heed on this message that's from the Most High, because I'm just a vessel. I'm nothing but dust and ashes. The Most High, he the one that really put it on our spirit to make videos, to go to camp and teach, to do things like that. So I'm nothing but a vessel. So take this message from the Most High, very seriously, because these are the times that we coming in, right? If we say that we followers of Christ, if we try and do the will of Christ, we got to make sure that we able to drink of that cup that he drunk out of as well. So I'm gonna play this video real quick just to show y'all, some things that the apostles went through, some painful deaths that these men went through. And I want to say, I don't know if I got to say it for this video, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Fair use. This is for educational purposes only. I don't own this video. I don't want no profit from this video. Do not take my video down. YouTube. Don't take my video down because I said fair use. I'm gonna say it again. Fair use. This is for educational purposes only. I do not own this video. Yahweh, right? He owned this video, right? Or what, Yahweh, whatever. I don't know what he go by, but YHWH. This is his video, not mine. I'm just using it for educational purposes only. Put that out there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
Matthew was skinned alive. Peter was crucified upside down. John was boiled in oil, as I mentioned before. Luke was hung from an olive tree. They put a rope around Mark's neck and drug him through the streets until he was dead. Paul was beheaded. All these guys, all they had to do was say that what they wrote wasn't true, what they were preaching wasn't true, what they were telling other people, what they saw with their own eyes, and the things that they were witnessing, all they had to do is say that it wasn't true, and then the Romans wouldn't have killed them. But they knew that they couldn't deny God because they knew it was the truth. And so they watched their families get fed to the lions and burned at the stake, burned alive in the Colosseum. They watched their families get eaten by lions and burned alive in the Colosseum. They watched their children, their wives, their friends, and themselves get murdered because of what they were saying. If it wasn't the truth, folks, they wouldn't have done it. So there are all these evidences and more that Jesus walked the earth 2,000 years ago. He did all the miracles. He came back.
See that? And that's actually a scripture that I think I'm going to pull. Okay. So yeah, you notice, right? They don't like using they don't like using dark images. They had all Caesar Borgia. Only time they use a black person in the painting if he begging Christ or something. The little boy begging for something. The only time you really see it, But that's besides the point. Just that's besides the point. But you see that you notice how some of those men got put to death for the truth. And notice all they had to say was, "It's not true what I wrote. I was lying." And they would have got saved. Their life would have got spared. But these men knew what they were speaking about was true. They understood that. See, a lot of our people don't understand. They understand that this body that we have right now is going to be nothing to the body that we're going to receive if we endure to the end. The prophets and the apostles, they understood that. That's why they were so 10 toes unto death. You know what I'm saying? To endure whatever they was going through, because they knew it was something greater. A lot of our people is not going to be able to endure that because they don't know that it's something greater. So they're just going to get down with whatever Esau say, the new world order, whatever they push, they going to get down with it because they don't think of nothing better or greater than this. But the apostles and the prophets knew that, man. They had the Spirit of God on them. Check this out. Let me go in and let the scripture speak. We got to make sure, because we're going to go through that. We might go through that same exact thing they went through. And sometimes it's hard to think about, but we have to make sure that we in the right spirit, because the Lord can quicken your spirit when you're going through that. He can have it to where you don't feel no pain, right? He can have it to the point where you got the spirit on you till you don't even care. You saying, persecute me more. I don't feel that. You talking trash to him. Hey, do it again. That didn't hurt. Do it again. So the Lord can have the spirit on you to be able to endure that, man. That's why it's so good to get your spirit right now, man. So the Lord won't have no problem with helping you out in that day. This Matthew 20 and 22 to 23. It says, "But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of?" So he asking, are you able to? Matter of fact, I want to go back. Let me see. Let's get the context of what's going on. This Matthew chapter 20 and verse. I'll start at 20. Matthew 20 and 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. So she basically came up with her sons and asking Yahushua, can you grant them basically a spot by you in the kingdom of heaven? Now that's a big that's a huge question to ask, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge question to ask, Yahushua. Can my 2 sons sit by you in the kingdom in New Jerusalem? I wouldn't even be worthy. I wouldn't even feel worthy to even ask that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even feel like I feel like I'm worthless to even ask, can I sit by you in the kingdom of heaven? Like, who am I? So that's a bold question to ask, right? It says, and he said unto her, what? No, my bad. But Yahushua answered and said, he said, ye know not what ye ask. So he already knew that she didn't know what she was asking. She didn't know what she was looking at it as them just sitting by him in the kingdom. She was thinking about how glorious it'll look. I know how her kids will have rank if he sat by her in the kingdom, or sat by him in the kingdom. But she really didn't know what she was asking. She didn't know that they would have to go through the same thing he went through. She didn't know that her kids were going to get mocked. She didn't know that her sons may get beheaded. She wasn't thinking about that. She was just thinking about her sons sitting by Yahushua in New Jerusalem. That's why he said, you don't know what you asked. If you knew exactly what you was asking, you wouldn't even ask it. You would be scared to ask it. You wouldn't want, because he know that she would not want her sons to go through that. It says, are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said unto him, we are able. So he basically asking them, are you able to go through what I'm finna go through? Are you able to endure the tribulation that I'm... Even Peter said yes. The same way that they're saying yes, Peter said yes, but what happened? He denied him. So Yahushua knew what was up. He knew that wasn't, that they didn't know what they was asking. She didn't know what she was asking for her sons. He knew though. He knew, like, same thing he knew with Peter. He knew that Peter was going to betray him. Because Peter was saying he was down with Christ until he was seeing what was happening to Christ. He was seeing that Christ was getting beaten, how they were treating him. That's why he was like, I don't know him. He denied him. That's going to be a lot of people in that day, man. It's going to be a lot of people in that day. Because they're not really, and I pray that it be us. I pray that I be able to, and any brother or sister that's watching this video, able to endure in that time, man, and be strong in his faith. But it's going to be a lot of people deny Christ, because right now, everybody's saying that they down. Everybody's saying they're able to drink of that cup. But until they actually seeing this stuff happen, until they actually seeing people getting beheaded, the persecution of the saints, that's when people gonna be like, oh, hold up. I didn't know this came with it. No, I'm cool. And I'm black. I'm African American. They're gonna start going back to calling themselves African Americans. They're gonna take their fringes off and they're gonna go back into the world, right? Because they didn't count the cost when they came into this truth, right? They didn't really they didn't really examine themselves to see, am I built up for this? Like, and I don't even really think we can truly get built up for this. Like, I don't think you can truly get yourself ready to die or ready to see your parents get put to death, or your brothers that you labor with get put to death. I don't think you can truly be able to get yourself ready for that. But that's when the Spirit come in, right? That's when the Spirit gives you strength. So it's not us. We don't do the things on our own. We don't go out and teach because if we want to. There's not us. It's the Spirit. It's the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Allow us to go out there and teach, and allow us to be bold in front of people that want to kill us, that dislike what we're saying. We got to go out. We go out there boldly because it's the Spirit. So the Spirit is the only thing that's going to be able to keep you sane, man, and keep you calm and allow you even to go through this. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure, if we call ourselves Israelites, right, followers of Christ, we got to make sure that we got to make sure that we examine ourselves to see, like, what am I slacking? Like, if this happened, if this happened right now, am I able to endure this? If I have to go through what Christ went through right now, then we got to ask ourselves, if I had to go through what Christ went through right now, would I denounce the faith? Like, would I denounce the faith? That's something we got to ask ourselves, man. Because it's coming to the earth, man. It's nothing new under the sun. This stuff is coming to the earth. 3 and 12. This 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. And all that will live godly in Christ Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So, and I'm gonna show you as I keep reading on, as I get into this lesson. It's a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Lord, to just see His saints go through stuff, right? To get put to death for this word. It's a beautiful thing because that means you actually believed on what you taught. You actually stood 10 toes on what you believed in. So the Most High said, all that will live godly in Christ Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So if you living godly, if you following Yahushua, keeping these commandments, you gonna catch some type of persecution. It might not be on the level of how the apostles went through, and we got it good right now, bro. Because none of us ain't getting beheaded right now, getting hung on an olive tree, getting crucified upside down, getting thrown out boiling water. None of us is not going through that right now. Like, you literally had brothers getting stoned for teaching the truth about the Bible. You literally had Paul literally got stoned. You see what I'm saying? You had brothers. I think you had the brother Stephen. He got stoned. So we actually got it good right now. To be able to even just go out and teach without getting killed. But you're gonna get persecuted either way, if you come into the truth. Rather it's people talking against you, loved ones ain't talking to you no more, you losing your job because you can't work on the Sabbath day, people making fun of you. It's gonna like you gonna get persecuted in some type of way. Like it's gonna happen in some type of way. It might not be extreme, but you're gonna get persecuted, man. You gonna get, some of us brothers may get thrown in prison for teaching the word, right? They throw you in prison. So you're gonna get persecuted if you're doing what's right. If you're doing what's right, you're gonna get persecuted. And this is not a bad thing. Don't think it's a bad thing if you get thrown in prison for speaking the gospel. Don't think it's a bad thing if people want to kill you and want to talk about you for preaching the gospel. That's what's supposed to happen. Let me get this verse. Roughly paraphrasing. Yup, that's the spirit. You know what I'm talking about. It's John chapter 15 and verse 18. It says, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Is my mic on, fam? All praise to the Most High. It said, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you was of the world will love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. So Yahweh Shai basically saying, like, look, if the world hates you, don't worry, it hated me first, and you following me. If they persecuted me, they're going to persecute you because you're following me. And there's nothing new under the sun. What goes around, what happened already is going to happen again. So we can't look at this as being new. If we follow Yahweh Shai truly, and he went through something. I'm talking about, this is the Son of God, right? This is a person that did not sin, but yet he still got tempted by Satan. He still got tempted by Satan. He still got persecuted. So what make us think that we any better than him to not go through nothing? Not to go through nothing in his flesh, that this walk is going to be easy. If Christ had to go through and endure, why do we think that it's supposed to be sweet for us? Why do we think that we're not supposed to go overcome no stress demon or these depressed spirits that hop on us? Why do we think it's just gonna be smooth, or the anger spirits? Why do we think our day is just supposed to be all lollipop and candy, and that we get upset when we get tried? We get upset when we go through something, but we don't think that, damn, Yahweh Shai went through this and I'm following him, so of course I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna hear people mocking the truth. I'm gonna hear people asking, what's that about my shirt, making fun of me, laughing at me. Oh, you talking about the Sabbath day? What, you ain't gonna never make no money, you getting off on Saturday? What you talking about a feast day, the new moon? Man, you need to be keeping Christmas, you need to be keeping Thanksgiving, keeping all these days. You gonna hear stuff like this. That's a little bit of persecution, because we had to go through what Christ went through. And a lot of people scared to go through this. We can't be scared. 2 Timothy 1:7, he didn't give us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. We can't be scared, man. We can't. Like, the times that we coming in, when we get persecuted and when it's actually extreme, we can't be scared, bro. That ain't gonna profit nothing. We've been doing all this work, putting all this work in for the Lord. Then when it's crunch time, when it's time for us to really show what we was down with, we denounce the name of the Lord. That's just like somebody going hard at practice, at basketball practice. They going hard. I'm talking about they getting 20 points when they do the scrimmage at practice. Bro averaging 20 points, 10 assists every scrimmage they do in practice. Then when the game come, he getting 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So there's no point of going hard in practice if I'm going to get in the game and choke. It's the same with this truth. Ain't no sense of going hard right now Then when that time comes, we fold on the Lord. Ain't no sense. We got to make sure that we don't look at it as something new or something strange when we get persecuted. It's supposed to happen. It's normal. It's supposed to happen. All our forefathers and foremothers that was righteous, that was keeping these commandments, they went through the same thing. So don't think it's strange. We're literally going through what Christ went through. So are we able to drink of that cup that Yahweh Shah drunk out of? Are we able to go through this right here? Or are we willing to go through this right here? This John 9:1-3. Then it says, then Pilate therefore took Yahweh Shah and scourged him. Now when you look at that word scourge, it's like kind of like they whipped him. So he was getting whipped. Just like, yeah, you know, this is a so-called black man, bro. When you watch any slave movie, you know how when you see a slave getting whipped with a whip, it's the same thing. That was happening to Christ. You gotta think. And one of the elders that we label with, he actually got a whip, and we actually seen him. He basically like showed us how to use one, and he actually did it one time. And I'm thinking like, dang, bro, our forefathers and foremothers literally was getting hit with this, and it ain't no soft whip. I'm talking about when it hit your back, it's taking your skin off. It's leaving like long, deep marks in your back. This is what was going on with Christ. This is what they was doing. He was literally getting whipped for teaching the truth. It ain't like he killed somebody. It ain't like he rapes. I don't want to say that R word. They might try to take my video down. It ain't like he took advantage of a woman. It ain't like he committed adultery. He was literally teaching the truth of the Bible, and he had to go through all this. So you got to ask yourself, are we able to, and think about this, are we able to wrongfully get persecuted? We know that we right. We know that we right. We know that what we saying is true. But are we able to literally go through this persecution knowing that we right? Because sometimes it may be easy for people to go through it when they know they was wrong. Like if a person killed somebody, right, and they getting a punishment, sometimes people like that be like, okay, I deserve this. I'm gonna take my punishment like a man. I deserve this. But when it comes to you being innocent and you still going through the same thing, you going through the same punishment a person that killed somebody get, are you able to, stand firm and be like, I know I'm right, but this is supposed to happen? Are we able to do that? It says, and the soldiers plaited a crown of thorns and put it on his head. They put crown of thorns in this man's head. Let me see if I can pull a picture up on that. There they go, white Jesus again. Look at that. We talking about we think about this. I done actually touched some thorns, like on some I done actually touched some horns or some thorns that was actually on leaves, bro. I done actually did it, and it hurts. Just touch a thorn, it's gonna hurt, bro. Like it's gonna hurt for a little minute. Just imagine a lot of thorns. These thorns they getting pushed down in your head, bro. That's torture. That's torture for a whole bunch of thorns to be literally pushed down, like they press down in your head. You know how painful that is? Are we able to go through that? Are we able to endure this amount of pain for something that we truly believe in? Just think about it, bro. These brothers and sisters that be in these gangs, they be going hard for these gangs, bro. They be ripping, they be 10 toes for these. They be willing to die for these gangs. Like they be ready to risk their life to die for some colors, to die for a block. How much more us dying for Yahweh Shai? How much more us putting our body on the line to die for something that we believe in and we know that's right? And it's benefits that come behind it. It says, and the soldier plaited a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe. So they put a crown on his head and put a purple robe on him, and said, "Hail, King of the Jews." So he was mocked. He was mocked. So are we willing to be able to get mocked for this truth? And that's happening right now. Some of us get mocked for this truth. Oh, you crazy. You don't know what you talking about. See, they talking about they're Israelite. They ain't no Israelite. They Gentiles. They talking about Feast of Tabernacles. They be out there in tents like some fools. We already get mocked now. Are you able to get mocked? Some people get mocked and they just stop. They turn away from doing what they doing. Somebody start talking about them. They stop doing what they doing because they getting talked about. Are you able to endure people mocking at you, people laughing at you for what you believe in, that we know the truth? And they say they smote him with their hands. They was punching him, bruh. Like, they was literally like you know when somebody steal you in your face? Like, somebody might be standing in front of you and they punch you in your face. How that feel when somebody just punch you in your face? How that feel? That's not a good feeling. I know it ain't a good feeling. So he was getting punched in his face, constantly getting stole in his face. People probably was slapping him, spitting on him. Are we able to endure this? Are we able to go through this, man, like our king? And that's an honorable thing, bro. So we got to remind ourselves that, because sometimes Satan have us thinking about this like me. Satan had me thinking about this sometime, and it kind of gets you kind of weary-hearted. But then we have to come back and realize, like, that's honorable to be able to go through what the king went through. I'm not better than him. I'll never be better than him. So it's the least thing I can do is overcome whatever my lot is. It's a beautiful thing to be able to overcome temptation, because he did, and I'm trying to be like him. So I need to overcome whatever I'm going through. Right? So now I was just saying this, but I'm gonna pull this account up. 'Cause we know Barabbas, he was a murderer, right? He was a murderer, and you had people wanting to free him over Yahushua. This Matthew 27:17-22. It says, "Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahushua, which is called Christ?" So this shouldn't even be no question, bro. We literally talking about a murderer over somebody that never killed nobody. A murderer over an innocent man. This should not even be a question. It said, "For we know that for envy they have for he knew that for envy they have delivered him." So he already knew what was going on. It said, "When he was set down on judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him." But the chief priest and elder persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy. Yahushua. The governor answered and said unto them, "Whether the one will ye that I release unto you?" They said, "Barabbas." Pilate said unto them, "What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Christ?" They also say unto him, "Let him be crucified." So that's just like in today's time. If somebody choose Young Thug, you got a choice. Anybody, you can ask a lot about people. Like, when it came down to it, like right now, they'll probably say Christ. But if they truly would have met Christ, and it came down to Young Thug or Christ, a lot of people would choose the free Young Thug. And he is a murderer. He probably never physically killed nobody, but best believe his music that he making in Rico got people killed. That's a murderer. So a murderer like Young Thug over Christ that never did nothing. It'll be the same way. So are you willing to go through, even though you innocent, are you willing to go through all this, like people saying they persecute you, to kill you when you ain't did nothing to them but love them, but tell them their nationality, but tell them to keep the commandments? Are you willing to, them same people that you were talking to, persecute you, but they allow a murderer, a thief, a adulterer to just live, keep you in prison? Free him and throw you in prison, and you ain't did nothing. Are you willing to go through that for this truth? Some people be like, nah, that's too hard. I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if that Israelite stuff for me. I ain't know it was like that. Shit, I thought we just had to have nice shirts on with fringes on them and go out and teach for the camera. I thought we just go to the feast days. I ain't know it was about, do I may have to die? So because a lot of people don't count the cost, man. This ain't no trend. This ain't no game. This is actually real life. This is big business that we talking about. So he was crucified and was innocent. Are you able to get crucified and go through what he went through, knowing that you're innocent? So we gotta ask ourselves, bro. That's something we gotta ask ourselves, man. Look, Revelation 2:10. It's another thing right here. It's Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you in prisons, that you may be tried. You shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So are you willing, brothers and sisters, are you willing to get thrown in prison? Some people scared of prison. Sometimes people hear prison and they get completely scared. Are you willing to get thrown in prison for teaching the Bible, for reading the Bible, for keeping the commandments of God, to telling the truth about the Bible? Are you willing to get thrown in prison unjustly for this faith? Or are you going to, denounce the faith and start living like an American again until he blow this place up and you get your second death? Are you willing to get thrown in prison for preaching the truth, for telling the people the truth, for telling people to repent? Are we willing to go through this? And this is part of drinking the cup of Christ. Are we willing, are we able to drink of this cup and go through this, get thrown in prison? Like, we have some people right now that's in prison unjustly that didn't do what they was charged of. Imagine getting thrown in prison for preaching the Bible. You ain't never lay hands on nobody. You ain't do none of that. You ain't never shoot nobody. You ain't never kill nobody. You were just out preaching the Bible and you get thrown in prison. Are you able to go through that? Or are you going to be like, I can't get thrown in prison. I can't make it in here. I can't do it in here. I didn't do nothing. Let me out. I'm not an Israelite. I need to be back with my family. Let me out. I can't do this no more. You've had me in here long enough. Let me out. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you want me to do. You want me to eat pork? I eat pork. Whatever you want me to shave my beard, I shave my beard. Or are you going to be like that? Hey, man, the 3 holy children, in Daniel 3, they was thrown into a furnace because they didn't want to bow down to Nebuchadnezzar's statue, idol. They was thrown in a hot furnace. Now, the Lord delivered them out of that, though. Y'all can read that in Daniel 3. They was thrown in a hot, fiery furnace because they didn't want to get down with the New World Order. In a sense, I say New World Order because I'm putting it in these times because that's gonna happen again. They didn't want to get down with worshiping a statue. They said, "I'm not doing that," and they was thrown. They literally could have lost their life, brother. Like, they literally was, like, they had the spirit on them. Cause they could have easily been like, "Nah, you said throw me in the furnace. Oh no, I'll bow down. I'll bow down." No, they were like, "Bro, I'm not finna bow down to that. I'm not finna bow down to that statue. You're not finna make me bow down to that statue. If you say you're gonna throw me in the furnace, turn it up. Throw me in there." Right? They had that's the type of spirit they had on them, man. That's the type of spirit that them brothers had on them. They was ready to live. They were ready to die for this, bro. Are we willing to die for this truth? Are we willing to lose our life? Are we willing to lose our life to follow Christ? That's what it mean when are you able to drink of this cup? Pick up your cross. That's what he talking about. Everything ain't peaches and cream right now. But it will be. We have to endure though. Look at this. Acts 7:59. It says, and they stoned Stephen, calling upon God and saying, Lord, Yahweh shall receive my spirit. So Stephen was stoned. Paul was stoned too in Acts 14:19. Paul was stoned as well. What if it can't? What if we think about it? What if we had to get stoned? What if they had us tied up and they was finna stone us? Now I'm not talking about with no little pedals, no little pedal rocks. I'm talking about with bulldoze, like them bulldozer rocks made out of concrete, and they throwing them at you. It says, and there came there certain Jews from Antioch and I think you said like Iconianism. I might have butchered that. My bad. Who persuaded the people and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. So Paul got stoned. Paul got stoned. He also was thrown in prison. What did Paul do so badly to get stoned nearly to death and get thrown in prison? Well, what he did was preach the truth. What he did was tell people the truth, to tell people about Yahweh Shai. He got stoned for that. So are we even able to say we worthy enough? Are we really able to say that we on Paul level? Are we better than Paul? Are we better than Yahweh Shai? So what makes us think that we not gonna go through this? Paul was a prisoner of Yahweh Shai, and he got stoned. He was a prisoner of Yahweh Shai. And he got stoned and got thrown in prison. So we can't think it's strange when that happened to us. If we say that we followers of Christ, we followers of Yahweh Shai, we the Israelites, we keep the commandments, right? We truly believe in what we say. We can't think it's strange when we go through this. Because we drinking the cup of Christ. He's trying to see, are we worthy? He's trying to see is he gonna go through what I go through? Is he able to rule cities in the kingdom of heaven? Is he able to get a crown of gold on his head? Is he? Is he ready for that? Do he truly love me? Let me see if he truly loves me or he gonna denounce me when things get hard. I'm gonna turn the furnace up a little bit. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. I'm gonna see, do he really love me? Or when things get hard, he gonna denounce me. You can't denounce him, bro. You can't denounce him. It don't matter. We gotta endure to death. It don't matter what man. Let me get this precept. Now this the one right here, man. Check this out. This Matthew 10:36. And a man foes shall be they of his own household. So the Bible said your foes, your enemies, not everybody, but some people gonna have to go through their enemies, the people that's going against them, people that's hating on them, that's persecuting them are gonna be the same people that's in their household, their family. Are you really down with your family talking down upon you, going against you, turning their back on you because you're speaking the truth? Are you really ready for, because are you really able, or not able, but are you really ready for your parents? Like you start keeping these commandments and they turn on you because you don't keep Christmas no more, because you don't keep Thanksgiving no more, because you don't eat pork no more. Are you truly able to accept that? Or are you going to be like, okay, I don't, y'all forgive me. I'm sorry. I'll start back celebrating Christmas just to make you happy. Don't be upset at me. No. If your family come at you and want to turn away from you or have something against you because you're keeping God's commandments, they got to deal with that. They got to deal with it. Don't let that stop you from keeping these commandments. Do not let that stop you from keeping God's laws because they got something, because they hating what you doing. And they be the so-called Christians. But when you start keeping the commandments, they got something against you. Oh, that nigga talking about Feast of Tabernacle. They ain't got to keep the law no more. You can eat pork. You can eat shrimp, lobster, everything. You can eat a cockroach. Man, no, man. If you're not down with these laws and commandments and about this truth, you can feel however you want to feel about me. As long as I still got this truth, as long as I still got this Bible, I'm good. I'm good. As long as I wake up in this truth, happy to serve, Yahweh Shema Shah, still know his name, still know my nationality, I'm good. That's how I gotta be. It's Matthew 24:9. Then they shall deliver you up. It say, and then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So it's gonna come a time, what if your parents deliver you up? What if your close friend deliver you up to be killed? I want y'all to imagine this. Just imagine your mama or your daddy or your close friend deliver you up for a loaf of bread. Just say you hiding out in their house. Damn, they get a knock on the door. Pop, 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 pop. Where's Obadiah? Where's Obadiah? Where's Thad? Where's Uriah? And they be like, I'm not telling you nothing. Then they pull out a loaf of bread. Then they tell them where you at. They tell them where you at, and they come and get you out the closet, wherever you hiding at, and take you to get persecuted. Just imagine that feeling to your close friend turn you in. Your granddad, your grandma get you delivered up to get you killed. And these the one people that you love. These are people that you would have died for. These people that said they'll never turn on you. They always be there for you. Whatever you need. What if they turn on you? How you gonna feel? How you gonna keep? What you gonna say? Are you gonna fold? Wait, they said you're gonna be hated of all nations, bro. We're gonna be hated of all nations. So what if they come out and be like, what if they come out on the news? They come out with some fake news and say that the Israelites are a terrorist group. They bashing us all on the news. It's spreading. If you see anybody with fringes on, take them out or turn them in. Are you gonna get offended by it? Like, what you gonna do? Because Christ was talked about. Yahweh Shah couldn't even really do no miracles in his own city because people would, that's so-and-so son. What are he doing out there? He don't know what he talking about. Ain't his daddy a carpenter? So they like, people ain't gonna, like, what if you getting hated by the news? Your Israelites getting bashed on the news. What you gonna do? You gonna fold? But you gonna be like, I can't, nah, hell no, that's, no, bro, I gotta be low key, man. I can't, nah, bro, it's getting too deep. Nah, it's getting too deep in the game. I need to stop the Israelite stuff. They gonna get me killed. But you gonna, or are you gonna be like, I gotta drink of that cup of Christ. I'm gonna drink of that cup of Christ. I know, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You gotta be like, it is what it is, bro. When stuff happen, when you get persecuted, you have to be like, it is what it is, because it is what it is. It's supposed to happen. Right, we followers of Christ, it's supposed to happen. So, man, we're gonna get, and it say for my name's sake. So we're gonna go through all this for the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. Not white Jesus that they keep we're not gonna go through this for Caesar. Even though I feel like a lot of our people would want to go through that more if it was for Caesar Borgia. If it was for white Jesus, all the black folks want to die for it. But we talking about the true Christ, which is a black man named Yahweh Shah. People ain't gonna want to die for that, but we gonna have to die for the name of him, what he believed in, these commandments. Our forefathers ahead before us died for these laws. When you read First Maccabees and Second Maccabees, and I'm gonna pull a scripture in there with the brother Eleazar, he died. I'm actually gonna pull 2 scriptures in there. He died for not wanting to eat pork. He died for not even wanting to eat pork. Would you die? See, a lot of people, especially a lot of Christians, they wouldn't die for that because they already eat pork. It wouldn't be a problem for them to eat pork. Why would they want to die for eating pork if they already eat pork? If it's nothing that disgusts them, and they freely do it every day. But if you know that you don't eat pork and you keeping these commandments and these laws, are you willing to die for eating pork? For not eating pork? Are you willing to, if these folks came to you with a pork chop sandwich, are you able to be like, I'm not eating that. You're going to have to kill me. That's a sin. Or you going to eat the pork chop sandwich. You're going to be smacking. You know what I'm saying? Slop coming down your mouth. And even though these folks got chains around your neck and on your legs and your feet, you eating that proud pork chop sandwich like a coon. Like a happy coon, like a Simbo. No, bro, we can't do that. Don't eat the pork. Lord willing, I don't eat the pork. I pray to God I don't eat the pork. I haven't had pork in damn near I want to say about 12 years. I hate the smell of pork. I hate the smell of sausage, pork, sausage. I hate the smell. I'm not, Lord willing, I die for not eating pork either. People look at you crazy if you say that. If you just go to a random person and be like, I die for not eating pork, they'll look at you crazy like, Negro, give it to me then, and I eat it. They'll look at you like, you don't gotta eat it. Just give it to me and I eat it for you. No, we not finna eat pork. We're not finna eat no shrimp and lobster. You have to kill me before I eat that. Come on, man. That's the spirit we gotta be in. Now I want to read this account to y'all, bro. This is in 2 Maccabees in the Apocrypha that was taken out. Now this is going into what I was just saying about the brother Eleazar. The brother Eleazar, which was an elder. He was an elderly man. He died for not eating pork. Would you die for not eating pork? If it came down to it, would you lose your life for pork? Or would you be like, it ain't that serious? It's just a piece of meat. And you eat the pork. It says, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man. He was an aged man, elder, and of a well-favored countenance, and was constrained. So he was known. He was well known among Israel and among the nation. It says was constrained to open his mouth to eat swine's flesh. So they constrained him to open, like, I ain't gonna say that, but he was constrained to open his mouth to eat swine's flesh. So they basically trying to make this man eat flesh, swine's flesh, pork, bacon, pepperoni, sausage, pig feet, chitlins. He was constrained to eat that. It says, but he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. So he spit it. They had his mouth open and they put the pork in his mouth. He spit it out. How many people have spit it out? Would you spit it in the man's face that gave it to you? Or would you swallow it? Would you, if they put that pork in your mouth, would you spit it in that man's face? Or would you just swallow it? It says, it came of his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. So you're like, man, that's an abomination. Like, I'm not finna eat no pig. You crazy as hell. But how many people would do this? Not many. Not many people would do this because they love pork. It says, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision. Now, think about this. It says, such as was lawful for him to use, and make it as he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So they basically saying now, what they saying is like, okay, we can give you whatever you meat. You want some chicken? Well, you want some lamb? Well, you want some beef? We'll give you that, but just act like you ate the pork, so everybody will think you ate it. That's basically what they saying. Just act like you ate the pork, so everybody will think that you ate it. That's what they saying to Eleazar. It says that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. So they like, all right, we'll deliver you, we'll spare your life if you just even act like you ate it, and you would have friendship with us. You would have friendship with the Greeks. You would be a Greek. You would, whatever. Right? They were saying that to him. It says, but he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years and the honor of his great head, wherein was come and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by God. Therefore he answered accordingly and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave. So this is a respected brother, man. Right, this is a respected brother, man. I give double honors to Eleazar. He was basically what he was saying was, oh, I'm an elder now. All these times I built my spirit up, and all that time I was a light to the youth. I was an example. I was a person to look up to the youth. Why would I get here now and fold and be a bad example to them? Because if I eat this pork, or say I eat this pork, it may be some of them eat it because I eat it. So you're like, man, I'm not finna do that. Send me to the grave. Kill me. I'm not finna do that. It says, for it becometh not our age, it says, but for it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were not gone to a strange religion. So they're like, basically what I was just saying, if they would have said he would have ate the pork, or if he would have really ate the pork, people would have been, that could have been a what word I want to use? That would have been a discouragement to them. If they seen the person they looked up to for years and was an example to them on how to serve the Lord, if he turned around and ate pork, they would be like, hold up, what's going on? Is he done denied the faith? I don't know if I'm able to do it then. And people start eating pork because of him. So he was thinking about all that, bro. See, that's what we got. When we in a situation like this, we gotta think deeper. Like, you gotta think more. Like, think deeper than just us. If we going through something like that, and we know that we've been teaching this truth, and it's people that look up, to us to teach the truth, and we've been stand up guys and stand up women. We gotta be like, okay, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna put a blemish on my name, because think about this: if Eleazar would have ate that pork, all that stuff that he would have did, if he would have all the charity that he did, right, all the counsel that he gave, all the teaching that he did, it wouldn't have mattered no more if he would have ate pork. Nobody would have remembered Eleazar for the charity that he did, for the alms that he gave. Nobody would have remembered him for that. But you know what they would have remembered Eleazar for? Eating that pork. Turning on the Lord. And he would have had a stain in his name forever. Same thing with us, bro. Same thing with us. It says, and so they, through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age. See that? And make it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet, he said, for though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of, yet shall I not escape the hand of the mighty, neither alive nor dead. So he like, bro, if I eat this pork, if that's so deep, if I eat this pork, if I denounce the name of the Lord, and I eat this pork and you let me free, and I get to, get favor in your eyes and you let me go, I'm not going to escape the Lord. And that's what I was going to get at when I'm almost done, but I was going to touch on that too at the end. Like, I don't want nobody to be scared, because you might have somebody saying, well, dang, if you getting all that as an Israelite and you going through all that, I might well go in the world and not do that so I can be straight. No, you gonna get it worse. If you die a martyr for this truth, you wake up in the, like, you get it, like, if you die a martyr, just say you die for this truth, and you be like, I'm not eating no pork or whatever. You die, that's an automatic ticket to the kingdom of heaven. You was a martyr for this truth, that's an automatic ticket to the kingdom of heaven. If you denounce it, if Eleazar would denounce it, he already knew what it was. He already knew, if I denounce this, even if I live a little longer, I'm not gonna escape the Lord. He's still gonna catch up with me. He might kill me, paralyze me. I'm gonna die regardless. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get raised up again, just to die again. If I denounce it and die, shit, I'm not gonna escape the Lord, because He gonna catch up to me. He gonna get me anyway. So either way, if you denounce the name of the Lord, or you don't want to come into this truth and keep the commandments, you're a dead man walking. It may seem like you good for the moment because you free and they ain't beating on you no more. You ain't incarcerated, but the Lord gonna catch up with you anyway. It's gonna be worse. You gonna die. You're gonna be burning in that lake of fire forever if you denounce the name of the Lord, or if you don't even come into this truth. You're gonna burn in the lake of fire forever. But if you die for this truth, if you get persecuted for this truth, that's a ticket to the kingdom of heaven. You in there like swimwear. You in there like swimwear if you don't denounce the name of the Lord. And you die for this truth. You a martyr for this truth. You in there like swimwear. Understand that, bro. Eleazar, he died for this thing. It says, wherefore, now manfully changing this life, I would show myself such an one as my age required, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy law. So like, bro, I'm going to leave my name. And guess what? He left his name because we're reading about him now. He said he left his name, bro, for the laws that people want to say is done away with. Crazy. He died for the laws that people want to say is done away with. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. So they were mad. They're like, bro, take that nigga to the torment. Whatever you can do to him, do it to him. They that led him changing the good, I said, they that led him changing the good, will they bear him a little before into hatred, because the forced speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. Let me read it again. They that led him changing the good, will they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. So I think, if I ain't mistaken, I think he was kind of going in on him. I think he was kind of, you know what I'm saying, y'all ain't, y'all kill me. Y'all some lame. Y'all ain't finna do, I ain't scared of y'all. I do it myself. I think he was talking like that. They thought he was kind of, tripping. Okay, it said, but when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that had the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul and well content to suffer these things because I fear him. So you're like, yeah, I went through this in the flesh. Yeah, I was beaten, but my soul is content to suffer these things because I know that I'm doing it for the right reason. I know that my Savior is going to go through this. I'm reading about it. I know he coming. So I'm cool with that because I fear him. And it says, and thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. So he died an example, bro. Just imagine how many young kings reading about Eleazar or hearing about Eleazar. And just imagine what that do to their spirit, the type of zeal that they have to go through the same thing he went through. If he would have denounced the name of the Lord, you know how many young kings would have probably fell out the truth because of him, because he denounced the name of the Lord. For he eating the pork, how many young kings will go eat pork because he ate the pork? That's because a lot of our young kings and even young sisters look up to, they try to look up to somebody. And if they looked up to Eleazar and he denounced the name of the Lord, what they going to do? What they going to think is okay? Denounce the name of the Lord. So he knew that, and he thought about it. He was like, I can't have them like that. So I'm gonna stand firm. I'm gonna stay 10 toes, right? I'm gonna truly die for what I believe in. It is what it is. He knew what it was. He already knew what was going on. He knew what cup he was drinking of. That's how we got to be. Let me get this. He got another one that's real deep. It's first Maccabees 60 and 63. At which, my bad, it said, at which time, according to the commandment. Now this is going to the Greek captivity on how the time of the Greeks, when they was ruling and they were trying to take us away from our laws. And it was like, if you keep your laws and commandments, we find out you keeping them, that Bible, we going to kill you. But you still had a lot of our women and men that was keeping these laws. It says, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. So they put some women to death because they was keeping the laws of God. So this goes for the sisters as well, not only the brothers. Sisters, are you willing to die for this truth? Are you willing to die for this truth? Kalacia, are you willing to die for this truth? Tanya, are you willing to die for this truth? Kiki, are you willing to die for this truth? Unjustly? They got put to death for keeping the laws. They circumcised they child because that's what the law say. They was like, I'm not finna stop keeping my laws and commandments because of you. I fear God, not you. I don't fear you. Matthew 10 and 28. It says, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. So they killed the infants, bruh. They hung the infants. Are you willing to, if it came down to it and they had your daughter or your son and it was like, denounce the name of the Lord or I'm going to hang him. I'm going to hang your daughter. I'm going to throw him in the water so alligators can eat him. Are you going to denounce the name of the Lord? That's deep. That's deep. I'm gonna let that one sit like that. I'm gonna let y'all think on that. Including myself. It says, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. So they was on the same type of time Eleazar was. They already had in their mind, if they come at me with some pork, if they come at me with some hog, if they come at me with some shrimp, if they come at me with some lobster, if they come at me with some buzzard, I'm not eating it. They already had it in their mind, I'm not eating it. It says, wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died. So they died, bro. Are you willing to die? If these folks try to feed you some unclean food that's against your dietary law in Leviticus 11 and 7, or Leviticus 11, and your dietary law, are you willing to not eat that? Or are you like, are you going to be like, it's just meat? It's just food. I can do without, and it'll be out of my system. And I'm all good now. Are you going to be like that? Or are you going to be like, no, I'm not eating that. You have to kill me, bro. Like, you already know what I be on. Y'all seen me out there teaching. You know how hard I was going against pork. And you going to try to put this in my mouth and try to force me to eat it, or try to allow me to choose to eat it, or you can eat it and be free. Or no, I'm not finna do it, bro. And that's the type of spirit I pray we all be in, man. That's a mighty spirit. That's a mighty, mighty spirit. That's a spirit that'll scare a lot of people, bro. That's the type of spirit that'll scare the people that's persecuting you and the people around you, man, if you got that spirit on you like that. I'm not finna profane the holy covenant, bro. Like, you not finna have me doing that. So are we able to drink of the cup? Are we able to go through this, man? Now, let me read this stuff. Let me read these precepts to y'all, man, because I'm going to give y'all a peace of mind, because I know some of that, sometimes you reread that stuff, it kind of get heavy. Let me get that off your, let me give you a peace of mind real quick. The Psalms chapter 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. So the Lord said it's precious in his sight for you to die. Now you have people be like, what? How is it precious for me to die? Like, why do he want to see me die? Because when you die, like, what's that precept? It says no greater, roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, John 15:3. Greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. So it's like it ain't no better love than a man laying down his life for his friend. There's no better love. So that's how you truly know if somebody really love you, bro. If they willing to lay down their life for you, right? So the reason why Yahweh Shah was saying that, or Yahweh was saying that, because that's how you show that you actually love him. You know, by going through some persecution, by going through that fire, whatever he got you going through right now, and still continue to fight. That shows him that you love him, because you're not willing to give up easy. Like you ain't got giving up in your mind. And that's a precious thing to him, because you actually died for something that was right for him. So, Lord willing, we all be able to have that spirit on us, whether we live or die. We're going to keep these laws, man, because that's precious in the Lord's eyes. And we here to please him anyway. We all servants of Yahweh, and we here to please him. So if he said precious in the sight of him, of the Lord, is the death of his saints, precious in the sight of him is the death of his saints, well, best believe we got to have that spirit on us to be able to die for him, right, to please him. It's Matthew 5:10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteous sake, for there is the kingdom of heaven. So he like, hey, you persecuted right now, you cool. You going through stuff, you going through that fire right now, cool. People, your family turn on you, cool. People want to kill you, cool. Because the kingdom of heaven is for you. So all that stuff that you going through right now, you won't even think about it in the kingdom of heaven. It ain't gonna be no more crying. Like you ain't gonna even think about none of this stuff you went through in the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be like, this is gonna be of the past. Like it's gonna be unthought about. You gonna actually be in your homeland ruling cities. So it's like, what that stuff that we going through right now, or the stuff that we go through in the future, is gonna be worth it, because the kingdom of heaven, like you got the kingdom of heaven. It's worth it. You just got, man, like dang, bro. Dang, bro. All praise to the Most High. This Matthew 6:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. So this is Matthew. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So when it come down to this stuff, bro, you have people that's scared. They be like, okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't want people to look at me wrong, look at me different, to talk about me. I don't want to die. It says if you save your life, you're going to lose it. Why is he saying that? Because you might think you saving your life if you denounce the name of the Lord or don't want to come into this truth. But at the end, you're going to lose your life. You're going to die eternally because you didn't want to serve and get down with these commandments. It says, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. So if you lose your life, right, if you make your body a living sacrifice and focus more on the Father than you know, you start actually becoming a servant of Christ. You start taking up your cross and following him. You losing your life right now. It may seem like that, but you're going to gain it. You're going to find it in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to find it. You're going through the affliction right now. You're going through the pain right now, all the crying right now, all the sleepless nights because you've been going through that fire. You done lost your job and lost your family like Job. But you're going to find it if you keep enduring. You know what they say, what that song by Drake, laugh now, cry later. We ain't trying to laugh now and cry later. We trying to cry right now and laugh later in the kingdom of heaven. We ain't trying to laugh right now and then cry later. What don't even make sense. That's what a lot of people doing though. They laughing now, but then they gonna cry later in that lake of fire. We going through it right now and getting persecuted and afflicted. We crying now, but we're gonna laugh later, eternally in the kingdom of heaven. Pick one. Now we get two more. I'm gonna get two more. I want to read this to y'all, man. And this is in the book of 2nd Ezra. It's also in the Apocrypha. This is Ezra, right? He's seeing Same thing in Revelation 7 and 9. He is seeing the crowning of the elect in the 1/3 of Israel. He is seeing the crowning going on of these people that endured the persecution. It says, I, Israel, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I cannot number, and they all praise the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature. This is talking about Christ, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads, he said, crowns. We're not talking about no Burger King crowns that they give you at Burger King, and they put the crown on your head. You can wear it for like 2 days, then the crown broke. You gotta go get another one. It's not talking about a Burger King crown. It's not talking about no crown, no fake crown. You know, you can buy crowns from the store at the damn gas station. The crowns be like $20. It's fake, right? It turn your head green. We're not talking about that. We're talking about actual crowns that's made of pure gold. That if we wear these crowns with a fleshly body like we got now, it'll break our neck. How heavy that gold is. We're talking about actual real gold, bro. He set these crowns on our heads. And it says it was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So Ezra is marveling at that. He like, dang, wow. It's so beautiful to see that. It says, so I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal clothing and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. So like these are the men that carried their cross. Basically, in simpler terms, these are the men and women that drunk of Christ's cup and carried their cross. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull that. But these are the people that carried their cross and made their body a living sacrifice, and they getting immortal bodies. This basically, you get immortal body, you gonna get a body that they ain't gonna die, they ain't gonna get old, they ain't gonna stink. You gonna get immortal bodies. Like when you watch these hero movies, these people with these supernatural powers, they can't die, they going invisible, they running fast, they heal on their own. These are immortal bodies that we're gonna receive the elect in the 1/3. It says, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crowned them and giving them palms in their hand? It says, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God whom they have confessed in the world. So the people that's getting the crown and the everlasting life are the ones that confess Yahweh Shai in the world. The people that wasn't ashamed. The people that that didn't go back into the world because they was ashamed. These are the people that spoke boldly on the Son of God, the truth about him, that he's a black man, right? He's coming back to save Israel, right? That he's not playing no games, that he didn't break the law, right? He didn't do away with the law. These are the people that confess him in the world, man. Confess his works, confess his love. Then began I greatly to command them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou have seen. So Ezra is seeing the crowning in a vision. He's seeing the crowning of the elect in the 1/3, getting crowned, getting that everlasting life. He said he marveled at that greatly, bro. Let me get this. It's Matthew 16:24. It says, then said Yahweh Shai, cause I keep saying take up your cross. This is where I get it from. It said, then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So Yahweh Shai basically saying what he mean by that is drink of my cup. Stop. When he said deny yourself, he's talking about deny your worldly pleasures, right? The things that you did to please you. Now, when you come into this truth, you got to think about things, how to please Christ and the Father, how to feed your people. It's not about you no more. When you come into this knowledge, it's not about you. It's about doing this work, waking your people up. That's what it's all about. That's what prisoner of Yahweh Shai actually is. You being committed and dedicated to Christ and doing the works of Christ. Look at this last precept, man. Kind of running out of breath. I kind of running out of breath, man. Kind of getting dry mouth. But hey, y'all, hey, it's part of making your body a living sacrifice. I get some water a little later. Yeah, I get some water a little later. It say, now check this out. This is what we're looking for as well, too. This is the last precept on drinking of that cup, going through the persecution, some of the persecution that I read, and I ain't even get the persecution. And I forgot what chapter it is in Second Maccabees of the lady with the 7 sons. Lord willing, I do a separate video on that. Do a separate video on that topic. But it says, and he that overcometh and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of potter shall they be broken to shivers, as I received of my Father. So, yeah, I wish y'all like, hey, you endure the persecution, the tribulation. People talking about you. People want to fight you. You get thrown in prison unjustly. Listen, all that is worth it because you got the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be ruling cities. You're going to be ruling over nations. You're not going to have to work ever again. You're not going to have to worry about paying no bills. You're not going to know what a 9 to 5 is. You're going to be, the Sabbath day going to be every day in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be resting. You ain't going to need to do nothing. You're going to have servants and handmaids for that. You just chill and relax. It's worth it, man. The persecution that we get now on this side is worth it. Don't turn and get scared and be like, you think it's better. Don't think that just because you don't think that you being protected or you saving yourself if you don't come into this knowledge, or that if you turn away from it. Don't think that it's gonna be worse. The Lord gonna catch up with you. You're gonna be burning that lake of fire forever. So I'd rather die now and get persecuted now than get the everlasting. My bad, I'm tripping. I'd rather get persecuted now, do whatever I gotta do now to get that everlasting life. I'd rather do that than to try to save my life and try to prolong my life. I'd rather. Let me slow down. I'm tripping. What I'm trying to say is, me personally, I would rather go through affliction and pain now to get the kingdom of heaven at the end. I'd rather do that instead of try to denounce the name of the Lord, or to not even want to come into the truth because I'm scared and thinking I'm going to be protected and then get the lake of fire. I don't want that. I don't want to burn for eternity. Denounce the name of the Lord. You like Judas. Judas denounced the name of the Lord. We don't want to be like that, bro. So, Lord, in this video, it made you think, man, Lord willing, it was edifying. Are we able to drink of that cup? That's what we need to ask ourselves daily. Are we able to drink of that cup of Christ? Right? People say they people call themselves Christians. People say they followers of Christ. But when it come down to going through what Christ go through or went through, are you able to endure that? Don't say you just a servant of Christ because everything going good. You ain't getting persecuted none. Are you a prisoner of Yahweh Shai as well when everything going good, and also when things kind of getting rocky? Are you still going to be that prisoner of Yahweh Shai? Think about that, brothers and sisters. So with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I say shalom, kwame.